Good morning, y'all. This is Josh with Off-Road Dad Life. This morning we're going to put a couple of parts on the bike. I thought I'd walk y'all through the install, and then we're going to go take off and do a test ride with the parts. Sorry, I don't have an awesome shop to show off here. I'm just a normal guy with a normal garage that has to move Barbie scooters out of the way to work on his bike. So let's take a look at what we have. I'm going to install these new foot pegs. I've used these oversized foot pegs for a long time and they're great. However, I've been wanting to try something with a slightly slimmer profile from left to right. And also too, these have these supportive kickouts for your heels. If you've ridden with me, you know I stand almost the whole time. These are great, but I'm looking for, another advantage to see how these work out as well. I've always liked these. I've never used these before, so we're going to get these installed. All right, we're going to knock out these pegs. I've got my tool roll right here next to me. Whenever I try to work on the bike, I always use the tools I have on the bike. That way, when I'm out in the field, I know I've got everything I need to make any type of repair or adjustment. As you can see, it's full of grass and dirt because that happens more often than I wish it would. So, taking my Leatherman here and going to pull out the safety wire. All right, that's out. Safety wire is out. I'm going to push forward on the spring and I'm going to just pull out this pin like so. And then we're going to remove the spring assembly just like this. We're going to hold it in place so we don't lose how we're indexed. We're going to take the next one, place it just like so. Place it back in. And we're going to put the pin in. Got us right there. All right, here we go. All right. This will go much faster if you guys weren't watching me. So you can see I've got it in place just the way it needs to be. Folds up just like so. When it folds, I don't see it making contact with my rear brake assembly. I've got plenty of gap right there. Okay, cool. I'm going to reinstall that safety wire and then I'm going to knock out the other side. Okay, here is what the new pegs look like installed. Here's the old ones. These are the oversized pegs. These have a little more slimmer profile with the longer kickouts in the back for the heel. I'm looking forward to trying these. The other side, when I pulled the pin for the pegs, I had a cotter pin there. So apparently I must have lost a cotter pin somewhere here in the last 18,000 miles and replace it with wire. So I don't recall that, but either way, it worked. It was a field repair. And these were on the bikes as brand new. These have about 18,000 miles on them. Absolutely no issues with them. I've enjoyed having them. They're a lot better than factory replacements. So let's head over and get the rear rotor guard installed. Okay, next we are going to install the NiceCNC rear rotor guard. I also have the same brand front rotor guards. I ride a lot in Arkansas. You got big rocks. I didn't want to take out my rotors. These actually have a couple of dings on them where they probably saved my rotors. When I was looking for front rotor guards, this was the only company that made any for the Tenere 700. And when I bought these, nobody made one for the rear. However, NiceCNC is now making the rear rotor guard. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so we're going to install this rear rotor guard. It'll be a little more involved than the front pegs. As you can see, that this one piece is going to replace the support plate that holds the brake caliper and the speed sensor. So I'm going to have to lift the bike, drop that rear tire, pull the brake caliper mount, and transfer everything over to here, and then do a reinstall. So let's get that knocked out. Okay, so here's how we're kind of looking in comparison to how things line up. If you're not mechanically inclined, don't let this intimidate you. If you're in North Texas, holler at me. I'll give you a hand with it. As you can see, I've already removed the speed sensor bolt. I'm making sure that the speed sensor pulled out. We're going to remove the brake caliper as a unit, which means we're going to remove this bolt, and then we're going to move this bracket, and then the assembly is going to slide out. Then we're just going to replace it onto the new bracket that has the rotor guard. So I'm going to get that knocked out now. Okay, so we are installed, and it's looking good. I went ahead and threw a new set of brake pads on because these were not inspiring confidence and were looking rough. So enough of those. So we got some fresh brake pads on for the rear, and we're going to get this reinstalled, and it's going to go just like the previous bracket, right up here into place. So I just need to get my speed sensor reinstalled, get the tire on, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, here we are. We are installed. Here is the old bracket for comparison. And as you can see, I've got just enough protection right here on this rotor to make me feel good. You know, I ride by myself a lot in areas like Arkansas and other places where you have these large rocks that just want to kind of hit off the front tire and roll up into here sometimes and make you pop up. And you can see all the scratches on my rims and everything for where I go. So I'm feeling good about this. I've got this nice protected area right here as it trails and leads off from the rotor coming around. I got fresh brake pads on, and man, let's go for a ride. In it. It's kind of a little bit of a wet ride, but all the products are doing great. I'm liking the extra support that I'm feeling from the kickouts on the foot pegs. That rear rotor guard is doing its job. I'm not in real rocky stuff, but we're still throwing rocks up and washing everything else from these different holes I'm kind of bouncing over. Big one. I'm going to have to say these guys are doing their job. I'm liking the extra protection down here. And yeah, I'm going to say these are a winner for right now. If I did anything, I'd go back to the bigger ones, but I am liking this little extra support back here at the back of my arch where the heel is. If you had smaller feet, man, you'd have a lot of support right here, but I've got big old pterodactyl feet, so I kind of hang over both sides of it, and that's why I kind of adjust this out when I need to. But anyway, check it out. If you think you need some added protection here for that rear rotor or the front rotor as well, it's a great product. So cool. This is Josh with Off-Road Dad Life, and I will see you guys out on the trails. Thanks. Be good.